wanted to go a little more in depth on Enigma leg leash adjustment because we've been getting some questions about that lately. So correct adjustment is going to depend on your body type, but in general, if you get it high and snug, that's going to be a lot more comfortable and a lot more stable. So what you want to do is get it kind of right in this crease of your thigh. So this is where my thigh articulates. So you want to get it in this crease of your thigh. Most people, and this again will depend on your body type, but most people have a point of their thigh that's widest, and then it may taper in a little bit at the top. So if you can get your leash above this widest point and into this taper, that'll help to prevent it from sliding down. Now, not everybody's built like that, but a lot of us are. The other thing that helps is just keeping it high so that it falls right into your buttock crease in the back. So that's going to reduce your appearance of panty lines. You know, especially if you're wearing leggings. Gentlemen, you might not care about this, but it is useful for making sure you have a full range of motion. So high into the crease, high into the crease. We've had some questions about whether the leg leash goes up into your parts. It does not. So if you have it adjusted correctly, all the pressure that keeps it from falling down is just this circumference pressure, right? So it shouldn't be holding here like this, right? Just this snugness is what keeps it from falling down. And it's really crucial to get your garter drop height adjusted first before you start snugging up your thigh strap. So here's what can happen if you don't. So let's say I want to change the ride height on my Enigma. Say I'm going to move it a little higher, right? So now I've got, you know, I can loosen this a little bit so I still have room to move. So now I've got a looser circumference on my thigh. And sure, this kind of works, but it's going to start to slide down in the back eventually. And the reason why is because there's not enough snugness around the top of the thigh to keep it in place. It's kind of relying on this tension. So what I want to do instead is adjust this drop first. And we'll go right about here. So I want to put this drop right in the crease of my leg. So I'll adjust my drop height. And now, pull that all through like so. Now when I put my strap back on, I can adjust it. Snug that up just a little bit here. I'm just reaching around behind it to snug it up with the little slider. All right. So now I still have my full range of motion. My garter's still, my leg leash is still going to keep from sliding down. It's not pulling with every step here, and I don't have an angle here like this. So that's going to help keep it in place. It avoids giving you weird looking panty lines. Makes the whole thing more stable, a lot more comfortable. So in general, adjust your height first and then your circumference. And you want it basically just enough so that you can draw the gun without it moving and pulling up out of your pants. So a little bit of movement is okay. If it goes way up to the point where it's pulling out of your clothes, that's not good. Now, just to address that concern again of when you draw, does it hurt? No. If it hurts, you are adjusting it very wrong. So all of the pressure that keeps it in place is going around. So the pressure is going this way. There's really not much going this way. It barely even moves. So that's just kind of one thing to think about. If you have your leg leash adjusted incorrectly with too short of a drop height, you're going to transmit more pressure to the inside of your leg, which you don't want. But if you have it adjusted correctly with your drop height set first and your circumference set next, you should have no problems.